we are reading Cafe Hollywood by Ron Grant. Playing Delilah will be me, Marialana Ardolino. Playing Carrie, Sally, and Candy.
Tiffany Research. Pray for me.
Playing Claude.
Moseder.
Playing Barlow and Silky.
Marty Goldberg.
Playing Jean.
Stephen Ackerman.
And playing Bart.
Bernie Bosio.
The time is the middle of a Monday afternoon, sometime before the 70s. A Hollywood Boulevard cafe decorated with film and stage memorabilia of a time long past in Hollywood. Posters of old films adorn the walls. Very noticeable are posters of Marlon Brando and Marilyn Monroe. At stage left is a counter and a half dozen stools. Stage right and center are several table and chair combinations. Upstage center is a counter with a cash register. The room has an aura of unfulfilled Hollywood dreams. Delilah, a middle-aged woman, stands near the cash register going over today's receipts. Delilah is old Hollywood. She has refined stories of New York theater and Hollywood movies that no one who comes into Cafe Hollywood believes. No one, that is, except Carrie. Delilah is an actress who never was. Carrie is a touchingly sensitive, very young Hollywood prostitute. She is a heroin addict, and her life is one tragedy after another. She dreams of becoming an actress and leaving the life she has to enjoy the life and glamour of a Hollywood star. All she needs is one big break. Claude, a burnt-out B-movie screenwriter, is seated at a table with Carrie. Claude yearns for one more good story that will jumpstart his faded writing career. Carrie is doing her version of creating a story to help Claude, so she thinks. She isn't very good at it. Claude feverishly takes down notes in his dog-eared notebook. Carrie does some silly actor preparation exercises she picked up somewhere along the way. She is not strung out at this time.
Pitter patter. You're a movie star. It's very glamorous. As a famous movie star, Carrie, I can have a line of Coke or smoke a joint anytime I need to or want to. Then, if I get busted, I just tell the TV reporters that I'm going into rehab and will dedicate my life to helping addicts when I get out. TVs, magazines will also make me look glamorous because Hollywood dirt sells.
Claude goes to the counter to refill his coffee for the nth time.
That material is okay, except for the drugs. Drugs aren't in.
Claude surreptitiously pours some gin into his coffee cup. 2 refills? That's your 10th. Didn't your father ever teach you to pay your way?
My father left home when I was 2 years old. Besides, I always catch up on my bills. Most of the time.
Sure you do.
Leave me alone. Can't you see we're in the middle of something creative?
Yeah, here at the Stella Adler Acting School.
Claude returns to his seat and grabs his pencil. He is ready for the next profound thought. He begins to mumble at the end of each of Carrie's sentences.
Damn, I just lost my thought. Where was I?
TV makes it glamorous.
Oh, yeah. Satin sheets, expensive hilltop houses, expensive champagne. When I'm a star, I can get laid in the most exotic places you can imagine. I don't have to charge them any money either, because I'm already getting paid big bucks by the movie studios, so I can get laid only if I feel like it. Only if I... Damn, I lost my thought again. Nothing's come up.
Keep going, Carrie. Don't give up.
Claude, can you come up with material on your own? Do you have to suck on Carrie's creativity?
I can take my business elsewhere.
Good idea.
Let's see. Character history. Character history, yeah. When I was a little girl, there were endless green rolling hills where I lived. The hills were met by forests of large trees. I mean, trees over 100 feet tall. I think they were redwood trees. Yes, redwood. Beyond the trees was the ocean with its millions of years of secrets locked beneath the endless moving surface. The beautiful forest was where I grew up.
Carrie has tears spilling down her face.
It wasn't very far from a desert town where we lived for a little while. Pretty good. Pretty good, huh, Claude?
Great. Not pretty good, but great. This is some great stuff.
My acting teacher taught me. When you set up the improv right, everything comes tumbling out. Kind of like my period.
My compliments, Carrie. You really are talented.
She is, and she studied with Madame Zelinsky.
I know all about Madame Zelinsky. She doesn't teach anyone who doesn't have talent.
I tell them that at the office bar where all the girls hang out. I say, I'm not just a money-making sex machine. I have other talents.
And what's their answer?
They tell me to shut up. They say my talent is my ass, the bastards.
I had some good days as an actress. I could deliver lines almost as good as that.
I remember you in a couple of RKO films. Back when dinosaurs roamed the earth.
About the time you were born. Do you remember me in The Outlaw with Jane Russell?
No.
Why not?
Pause.
Go ahead. Why don't you remember me in The Outlaw? Because you don't want to remember that far back.
Weren't any other women in The Outlaw besides Jane Russell?
Yes, there were. My scenes were left on the cutting room floor because I wouldn't sleep with the director.
That figures.
Come on, Delilah, you're confusing that with another film.
If she says she did it, she did it.
How long has it been since you sold a screenplay, Mr. Screenplay Writer?
Well, I'm getting some good stuff here. I have a great story, but it's finished.
Claude, I've owned this place in Tinseltown on the Street of Dreams for 15 years. Every dreamer that wanders in here has a story that'll sell. All of them. And they're as full as bullshit as you are.
One dreamer to another, huh?
Not a dreamer. I'm a damn successful businesswoman.
Yeah? So, what happened to your acting career?
I don't want to talk about it.
I remember my father. He was always mad at me for something. The angry rock of ages, the roots of our family tree, the drunken tower of strength, who beat the hell out of me whenever he felt like it. I remember that pillar of my iridescent childhood. I remember him falling on his drunken ass. I remember him coming at me and stopping while the vomit exploded from somewhere inside his whiskey-filled guts.
Ray Barlow, a film producer, and his bimbo girlfriend, Candy, enter the cafe and stand in awe just inside the entrance.
I remember him lying on the floor in his own puke and laughing at me. I remember him raping me.
Once again, Carrie has tears streaming down her face. Claude and Delilah are mesmerized.
Don't write that down. It's too close to home.
That's great stuff.
Erase it.
Sure, Carrie, sure.
That was some good acting there, Miss.
The name's Carrie. How would you know if that was good acting? Are you just gonna stand there or are you gonna come in?
Barlow and Candy take a seat at the table.
I'm a film producer. Here's my card.
Carrie takes the card and looks at it.
You really are a producer. Delilah, look, he really is a producer.
This is one of my actors. Say hello to these class people, Candy.
Pleased to meet you. I'm the star of his movie. Barlow, honey, when are we gonna rehearse my scene?
Soon, soon. Listen, sweetie. Don't tell people you're the star of the picture, because you ain't. Now shut up while I get what I want from these people, please.
Okay, but I should be the star after all this time I spent in bed with you.
I'm Delilah. I own Cafe Hollywood.
Well, fancy that. You're just the person I want to talk to. I'm Ray Barlow. I start shooting a picture in a few days. I need to rent a location like this for a couple of days of the shoot. Are you interested?
I really couldn't interrupt my business for that much time.
Maybe you could do a part in the movie. It would be good publicity for this place, and I could find a small part in the movie for this fine young actress. She'd be just great.
She's too sexy. I don't want her in the same movie as me.
I thought I told you to shut up.
Well, she is.
People could come in the cafe in between takes and buy some food. Maybe you could feed my film crew.
When do you need my cafe and how much do you want to pay for it?
I start in a few days. I'll pay $750 per day with a 3-day minimum. I've got to find a writer to rewrite some scenes. The writer I had drove his car off a cliff near Big Bear Lake.
I could handle that, Mr. Barlow.
You a screenwriter?
He got screen credits too.
Claude looks surprised at Delilah for the positive recommendation. Barlow hands Claude a business card.
Done deal.
Done deal.
I'll be at my office at 4 o'clock today. I'll send the new script over here in a couple of days. Let's go, sugar.
The name's Candy. And when are we gonna rehearse my scenes?
Soon, soon.
Barlow and Candy exit.
Did you hear that, Delilah? We're gonna be movie stars.
Delilah clears some chairs and a table to give room for the scene they are about to create.
I know exactly how it will go in this town after the movie is a hit. Now, Claude, you're the casting director for a big movie company.
I'm no actor.
Don't ruin the scene.
Yeah, don't ruin the scene.
Carrie and I have come to your office to tell you that we will star in your big movie.
Okay. What are my lines?
Write them as you go. You're a writer.
Delilah and Carrie primp a little to enter the casting director's office.
Delilah and Carrie are here to see you, Mr. Casting Director.
Claude's delivery is very slow and mechanical.
I'm so glad you could come. Let's see. My next line should be,
Stay in character.
I hope you have decided to star in our movie. The rest of our actors can leave. Delilah and Carrie are here. How is that?
You're right. You're no actor.
Claude is a little hurt by this comment and retreats to a table with his ever-present notebook. Carrie goes over to the table to comfort him a little bit.
You heard Mr. Barlow say we're going to be stars in his movie, didn't you, Claude?
Sort of.
I've always wanted to be in a movie, ever since I could buy and read movie magazines.
And it's going to be filmed in my place, my Cafe Hollywood.
Delilah again arranges some chairs, etc., to feign a movie set.
This is how it will go. Claude, you're Mr. Barlow, the producer-director.
Oh, no, not again.
Now, I'm an aging movie star, and Carrie is a writer who is staying at my house while she writes a new screenplay for me.
For Christ's sake, that's the plot for the movie Sunset Boulevard.
You just have to ruin everything, don't you?
Yeah, stop ruining everything. Anyway, maybe I'll become as popular as Marilyn Monroe.
Maybe I'll become another Vivian Leigh.
And don't forget my credits. Additional material by Claude Sorensen, award-winning stage, screen, and TV writer.
You never won any awards.
I will now.
Maybe we'll get lucky and the movie will be a sleeper. I know how I would act when I walked on the stage to accept my Academy Award. I would thank the producer and everyone associated with the production. I would graciously acknowledge the support of my family.
Claude pours himself a sizable drink out of his pocket bottle of gin. Delilah has once again become Blanche in Streetcar Named Desire. Gene Gray, a filthy-looking bum in his mid-30s, enters through the back of the cafe. He looks as if he might be pretty good-looking if he got himself cleaned up. He carries a dirty duffel bag that is slung over his shoulder. He stands in the shadow of the back doorway. He is not noticed by the other characters at this time, as they are caught up in what's going on at the moment.
And the tireless commitment to me of my wonderful acting coach.
Family are all dead.
Shut up or get out of here.
Okay. You.
I would sing the praises of my wonderful co-star, Carrie.
Yeah.
I would teasingly warn the people in the movie business that I might just have the honor of working with them again towards the winning of yet another of these statues. What is that god-awful smell?
Delilah sees Gene standing in the shadows.
Ugh, it's that a bum in here for a free ride. I don't like bums, so get out of here now. Get out.
I'm no bum. I have money. See? Money to spend in this fine establishment.
No bums in my place. Understand? Get out.
If I had no money, then I'd be a bum of the most despicable kind. I would be accosting everyone for a quarter here or $1 there. But I'm not a bum. I have money.
Anybody can hustle a few quarters out on the street. That doesn't change anything.
If a young soul like you can degrade a lost soul like me, well, then what has this world come to?
What a crock.
You're very poetic and charming, but you're still a bum.
If I were a poet or a down-and-out artist, would you turn me back into the cold streets?
The streets are not cold in Hollywood. The sun shines here.
It shines from inside your soul. Then your soul makes your face a work of art to behold.
Now I've heard it all. You've got a great hustle line there, pal.
Be quiet, Carrie. The man has a right to express his own thoughts. What is it you want to buy?
A smile on your face and a song from your heart and a cup of coffee. Sleeping outside last night made me colder than a gravestone.
If she called the cops, they give you a warm cell to sleep in.
Cops are cowards. It would take 20 of them to take me out of this cafe. By the time they got here, I'd be long gone. About that cup of coffee?
You're muted.
Unmute, unmute, unmute.
Oh, give him the coffee. Then when he leaves, turn on the exhaust fan.
Okay, I'm outnumbered. I'll sell you the cup of coffee.
Delilah pours a cup of coffee and hands it to Gene. He takes a long swallow.
Ah, nectar of the gods. Did you hear the circus is in town today? That wonderful show for children of all ages.
So the circus is in town. So what?
I managed to get in there yesterday and I learned a very important lesson.
And what lesson did you learn?
I learned to never play leapfrog with a unicorn.
That's funny. But I've seen you before out on the streets. I know your game.
A lot of people are out on the streets.
I'll bet you're a stand-up comedian, aren't you? A down-and-out comedian.
I sing too.
I'll bet you do. That'll be 65 cents for the coffee, Mr. Entertainer.
I'll mop the floor or do dishes in exchange for a meal.
I could see it coming. You're a decent kind of guy. How'd you let yourself get down like this? I mean, you don't seem like the ordinary run-of-the-mill.
Bum.
Yeah, a bum. I mean, you've got some class.
A classy bum.
I guess so. You've got sensitivity.
A sensitive, classy bum.
Something like that. With a bath and some clean clothes.
Maybe I could be something besides a bum.
How do you always know what I'm going to say before I say it?
I've heard it a couple of times before. How about that meal? I'm so hungry I could eat a bar.
A bear?
No, a bar. B-A-R.
You stink, but you are fun. All right, there's a full-length apron in the back. Wash your hands and your grubby face. Put on the apron, come out here. You can start with the dirty dishes.
Gene does a mock tip of his non-existent hat.
Thank you, ma'am. Gene's the name. You'll have the cleanest dishes in town.
Gene picks up his dirty duffel bag and disappears to the back of the cafe.
Guy. Maybe he fits somewhere in my story.
Bums aren't good box office.
Henry Fonda was great in The Grapes of Wrath.
Jesus, are you like 91 years old?
No, I'm not 91 years old. Even if I was, Bernard Shaw wrote hit plays when he was 91. So, I've got plenty of time. But this story has got to be dead right.
Okay, then let's do some more work.
The pay telephone rings. Carrie just lets it ring.
Carrie, would you get that?
Carrie just stares at the ringing phone.
Want me to answer it?
Let it ring.
And Claude starts for the phone.
I said, let it ring. Never mind. I'll get it. Cafe Hollywood. Yeah, I figured it was you. Is that a fact? Well, I've been busy. Yeah, too busy to work. I've been doing something creative. Stop pushing me. When I'm ready to work, I'll call you. In the meantime, go sell your ass.
He slams down the phone.
Dirtbag.
The phone rings again. Again, Carrie just stares at it.
Carrie, are you going to answer the phone?
Christ.
She grabs the phone.
It's me again. Don't you speak English? Don't give me any of your garbage mouth. The hell I will. Besides, you owe me some cash, Vinny.
Give me that.
Keep out of this. What? Yeah, there's someone here. It's a public restaurant. Oh, you gotta start that charm routine, huh? You'll do what? In a pig's eye, you will. That's my cash. Oh, you bet I'll meet you in 10 minutes. And you better have every dime of it.
Carrie again slams down the phone.
Bastard.
What did he say to you?
The pig threatened me.
Don't go over there.
He said he'd bum my cash while it was stuck between my legs if I didn't go back to work.
Carrie hurls her purse to the floor. A syringe flies out of the purse. Carrie stares at the syringe with guilt written all over her face.
It's a really old one.
She tosses the syringe into the wastebasket.
You can quit if you want to.
I told you I already did.
Carrie picks up her purse and heads for the door.
Go with her, Claude.
It doesn't matter. If they don't want him to see nothing, they'll just blow him away like he was on the wrong side of a hurricane. What the hell? Come on, I can use the company. Work for the office bar, and that's what you get.
Carrie and Claude enter. Gene enters. He looks better, but he still has a way to go before he'll look respectable.
How do I look?
Better, much better.
Well, where do I start?
You start by rattling those pots and pans. Make sure you use plenty of detergent.
Yes, ma'am.
Bart enters. Bart is a loudmouth, old-time variety agent who is still active. He's mad at the world because he didn't become another William Morris or Michael Ovitz. He's in his late 50s and is always complaining to anyone who will listen. Bart is a frequent customer at the Cafe Hollywood. Jean is near the back washing dishes. Delilah is setting some tables. What a lousy, miserable day. First, my goddamn car wouldn't start. Then this Mickey Mouse rock band didn't show up for a job last night.
Hello, Bart.
Hello, Delilah. Give me a tuna salad to go, double quick. So anyway, some bum got hit by a car on a boulevard and the traffic is all tied up. Jesus, where is everybody?
Slow day.
So here we are today, huh? What happens to me next? Two, not one, but two of my best no talent acts take a powder to the competition. Now, did I do anything to send them packing? No. Was I fair to them? Yes. Did I bust my ass to book them and see that they got paid? You bet your bippy I did. Yeah. When I was a young comic working the Catskills, we had respect for our agents. Now, nothing. Here today, gone tomorrow. Grab the money and run. Who's the bum?
I'm not a bum.
So, what are you?
I'm a dishwasher.
Oh, a bum dishwasher.
Delilah brings Bart his tuna salad to go.
Here's your food, Bart. Would you like some coffee?
The hell of a job being an agent. Someday I'm gonna retire. Yeah, coffee's fine. Hey, don't I know you from someplace?
I doubt it.
Look, I've been around this town since one day before God. I never forget a face.
I've been on the streets for a while.
Gene's an entertainer, Gene. Gene, meet Bart. You probably figured out that Bart's a variety agent.
I'm an entertainer who's temporarily out of work.
Oh, yeah? Oh, entertain me.
I probably could.
Talk's cheap, man. You see this white hair? I've been around this town.
Since one day before God.
You're a quick one, huh? You get that from years of work in the saloons? All right, Mr. Entertainer. What is it exactly that you do?
I sing.
Well, hallelujah. A singer. Oh, are you a gospel singer or a cabaret singer or maybe a rock and roller?
People say I sound like Sinatra.
He tells good jokes, too.
A singing comedian. All right. I'm desperate for some new clients. There's a guitar. Sing.
Gene picks up the guitar. He's a bundle of nerves. He fiddles with the guitar, pretending to tune it.
Silky keeps it in tune.
Who's Silky?
He's a street musician who plays the guitar.
This guy tells me he can sing, huh? So sing. Either you can or you can't.
It's been a while.
Ah, Christ.
Just let it go, Gene. It'll all come back.
How much is it for the salad? Yeah, if I booked him, he'd clear the club in 10 minutes. How much?
267 total.
Yeah, keep the change, sweetie.
If it was on the line for a job, if I was on the line for a job, I wouldn't choke.
Let me tell you something, pal. I've spent my whole life scraping out a living booking unknown acts. Once I got an offer to work for William Morris. You know what happened? I took a chance on a guy like you who said he was an entertainer. I invited the guy from Phyllis Morris to hear what I had discovered. The guy froze up at the gig, and that was the end of me and William Morris. I'll tell you what. Do you know the sound stop over on Sunset?
Yeah, I know it.
They're auditioning singers there tonight. Be there. I'll come and listen.
Maybe I will.
Talk's cheap. We'll see if you show up.
Bart exits the cafe.
Well, what does he know? He's a dumbass agent who runs around town hawking people like he's a carnival barker.
He's successful. He gets work for people.
So does a pimp.
Not that kind of work.
When I was a kid, my old man bought me a beat-up old guitar.
Oh,
Yeah, it was the only thing he ever bought me that meant anything. I think he bought it just to make my mother happy, not me. Maybe you don't want to hear it.
yes, I do. Go ahead. Tell me.
Anyone reading this?
As
Okay.
Gene tells his story, something just doesn't ring true. He sounds rehearsed, as if he said these lines before to someone else at a different time.
Okay, I'll tell you. If I did something wrong, my father would extend his hand to me with a kind look on his face. When I smiled back, he'd beat the hell out of me.
He did that to you? His own son?
Yeah, Italians are like that.
Italian? You don't look Italian. You look 100% WASP.
I was raised around them. I was adopted. I always felt different, a loner.
It was really that bad?
Yeah, it was. But I won't bore you with more ugly details.
Why not? I'm beginning to understand you. No wonder you're a loner. Don't worry. I won't try to destroy you.
I'm not afraid you'll destroy me. I just don't want to cloud your beautiful soul with thoughts of my childhood where I lived in a bottomless, emotionless black pit. A black pit with no hope of ever seeing sunlight. No hope ever.
Someone who's been through what you have can only be helped one way,
Ow.
by getting a lot of tender, loving care.
Yeah, maybe you're right.
Enter Silky LaRue. He's a flamboyant, gay boulevard hustler and would-be songwriter. He's in his 30s. He's a friend of Carrie's and is emotionally high as a kite at the moment. He gives Delilah a kiss and rubs up against her bosom.
Ooh, hello, Delilah, darling. Ooh, I wish I had a pair just like those. Oh,
I'll recommend a good doctor.
okay, if only if he does things my way. Oh, that sounds like a good line for a song.
Frank Sinatra already did it. Silky, meet Gene.
Silky eyes Jean with a look that says, I know you from somewhere. Silky extends his hand as if Jean should kiss it.
I'll be right back.
Say, handsome, why don't you stick around?
Detergent. I need more detergent.
Jean exits to the back of the cafe.
Ooh, what a hunk.
Hands off. He's going to be mine.
Mi casa, su casa.
No way.
What a disappointment.
What's happening, Silky? And what do you want to eat?
Oh, from now it will be coffee. Tomorrow it will be a man with a slow hand.
I repeat, what's happening with you?
What's happening, she says to me. The world's greatest songwriter, the George Gershwin, Andrew Lloyd Webber, and Stephen Sondheim, all wrapped up in one big bundle. And I do mean one big. I am so big, I don't even need to wear a sock anymore when I'm working the boulevard. However, it does inspire my songwriting.
Silky, did you score?
CBS, Delilah. As we speak, CBS and Silky are almost in bed together. Right now, they are basking in the sounds of Silky LaRue. Right now, they can hear the potential genius as if it were in the palm of their hand. Unlike some of the people I've encountered on the boulevard that understand nothing but sex and money.
So your tape is over at CBS?
I swear, Delilah, on the soul of my wonderful dead mother, God rest her soul, I swear that CBS Records are about to discover talent that could put Puccini to shame.
That's fantastic.
Oh, darling, I have to go out on the boulevard and claim a corner to work on before one of the other bitches get there ahead of me.
Shall I put the coffee on your tab and let it slide?
Only for today. Tomorrow will be a new life for the Silk Man. Oh God, how wonderful that'll be.
Now be careful, Silky.
Careful I am. Cocky I am. Contagious I'm not. Toodles.
Silky, exit the cafe.
You always give out advice.
Were you listening to our conversation?
I couldn't help hearing you. I was near the back room door.
Sorry, I just jumped to a conclusion there. Here on the boulevard, one always has to be a little suspicious.
Maybe you don't believe that I was an entertainer.
Yes, I believe you. I really do.
I could make the women cry when I sang a love song. Italians are good at singing love songs.
There you go again, Mr. Wasp.
I was around them so much as a kid that I easily identified with them. Anyway, I thought I was going to be the next Sinatra.
Frank Sinatra. I love his singing. I went to one of his New York shows and almost talked my way into the backstage to meet him. I would have succeeded, except that the security guard wouldn't let me by unless I had sex with him first. Would you sing me just one love song? I would love to hear you sing.
I'll try.
Sing it for me. See what happens this time.
Jean fiddles a little with the guitar.
Have you ever heard the song Rainbows?
Yes, I love that song.
She hums a little bit of it.
All right, that's it. Okay.
A guitar background track is played over the sound system. Jean sings the melody, but not very well.
Rainbows hanging in the sky. Rainbows, why do they hang so high? If I were tall, I could touch them. Maybe then I wouldn't cry. Colors all layered in a row. Misty blue like I used to know. And when my children look a lot like you, when my rocking chair makes me blue, then rainbows will be hanging in the sky. Rainbows clear across the sky. That's all I can remember.
Delilah is falling in love with this man.
My God, that was beautiful.
The first time I ever sang in public was at a school talent contest. I was about 14 years old. I sang Birth of the Blues. Ever hear that one?
I think so.
Anyway, that was the song. I scooted up to the edge of the stage. All I could see were mindless, jeering faces. The pianist started the introduction. I was so scared my knees were knocking, but I somehow made my way through it. I don't know how, but I did.
Then what happened?
This roar of boos and jeering came out of the audience. I was dumbfounded. They were jeering at me? How could they? I just put my whole soul out to them in this song. It just wasn't right.
That's terrible.
As it turned out, the kids were waiting for the cheerleaders. They were the next act. I left school right after that and never went back.
Never?
Never. You haven't told me anything about you.
No, there isn't much to tell. I'm a Midwest girl, married once, long time ago, to a businessman. He was cold and impersonal to me.
About your soul.
Don't. Please don't.
That's all there is between two people. Nothing else.
Delilah has become Blanche again in Streetcar Named Desire.
I saw my soul destroyed when I was very young.
Go on.
But my father, he was an abusive man to me and everyone around him. Then there was this boy in high school. He was yearning for love.
Keep going.
The boy was afraid to talk to me in the hallway about love, so I told him to meet me under the bleachers at the football stadium. I met him there, gave him a kiss to show him what love was, and he pushed my skirt up around my hips. He made me so warm that I didn't want to stop him. Then a security guard flashed his flashlight on us. I was accused of molesting the boy. I couldn't bear the humiliation, so I left town.
You left, just like me.
Yes, I wanted something better than that. I deserved something better than that. There had to be a knight in shining armor someplace in this world of many hundreds of millions of people. There just had to be one knight in shining armor for me. Just one. He never came. He never did. Not even here on the Boulevard of Dreams.
Delilah is crying.
Never say never. I have an idea. How would you like to help me get an agent?
Delilah is suddenly herself again.
I would love to. Nobody ever asked me to do something like that before.
Well, I'm asking.
Thank you. Your rewards will be those given only to a god.
They start to kiss, but are interrupted by Sidewalk Sally, a kooky lady in her 50s. Sally wears an outrageous, extremely large hat. It is a later story point. She carries a basket of cellophane wrapped flowers. Sally is spacey and goes on and on and on.
Flowers, fresh flowers, touch of beauty in your life, a moment of love for your soul. Flowers are for lovers, young and old. They give the senses a new moment of life, a flicker of what it can be.
What would they do for me?
Perhaps a glimpse into your future. Perhaps a moment for Cupid to launch an arrow of love into your heart.
That's beautiful, Sally. But is it real or is it Hollywood?
Hollywood. I came to Hollywood a long time ago. Then I was young and beautiful. I had talent.
And now,
Now, I have my very own flowers. Would you like to buy one?
Maybe.
Even the Roman gods love flowers. I am told that they were in the Garden of Eden. Would you like to buy some?
How much are they?
Flowers have no price. They're love. You hold them close to yourself, and your heart tells you what they're worth.
Give me one.
Jean puts some change into Sally's hand. She hands him a rose.
Hanging from the branch of a great oak tree in some beautiful part of heaven, caressed by fluffy white clouds and an occasional touch of gentle breeze, is a gift that is yours and yours alone. You have just caused your name to be indelibly printed on a single white fluffy cloud somewhere in heaven. Thank you.
Sally stares at Jean for a long moment.
What is it?
I know you from somewhere.
I'm out on the streets a lot.
No, not Hollywood streets. Others. Somewhere else. Far, far away.
Where?
Maybe back east?
Impossible.
My name is Sally. Some people call me Sidewalk Sally. Goodbye.
Sally abruptly exits the cafe.
Strange woman.
yeah, but she's harmless. Everyone on the boulevard knows her. Don't you love that outrageous hat?
I haven't seen one like that. It fits her personality. I bought this for you.
She hands her the rose.
Don't worry, I'll still do the dishes.
I've never gotten a rose from a romantic dishwasher. I'm overwhelmed. Thank you.
Do I have a permanent job here?
Of course you do. A part in a movie, a romantic dishwasher. I wonder what could happen to me next. Yes, you have a permanent job. You have a beautiful sparkle in your eyes today.
I'll keep it there for you.
End scene 1. Scene 2. Night on the same Monday. Barlow and Candy are in the cafe along with Delilah. Candy is very impatient. There are several opened packages of sugar and creamers sitting on their table.
Barlow, honey, I hate waiting around the cafe for the has-been writer to show up. It feels like it.
Stop complaining. I need him for the rewrites. Besides, writer's block or not, I hear he still has talent.
So do I.
Your talent is special, sugar.
He pats her on the leg.
You know, my name is Candy. Besides, the Writers Guild is full of has-been writers.
And you know this is a non-union production.
What time is it?
Nighttime.
Barlow keeps looking at the cafe entrance. Candy watches him look.
Oh, No, you didn't come here to meet some old, worn-out writer. You came here to see that sexy woman who was here last time, didn't you?
You have sawdust for brains.
Oh, yeah? Then how come you got a wallet full of condoms?
You've been looking through my wallet.
Yes. And I know just exactly what you're up to, Mr. Big-time Hollywood producer.
I'm up to getting my movie in the can.
Whose can?
Oh, we can talk about this some other time. Right now, I need a writer with some talent.
Okay. But don't forget about my talent.
Sure, sugar.
The name's Candy.
Claude enters the cafe. He's worried.
Hello, Mr. Barlow.
It's about time. You know how many cups of coffee I
Will you shut up? Are the new scenes done?
Yes, sir. Not too difficult. Not at all.
Drop them off at my office. I'll pay you there. Sugar, we're leaving.
had? The name's Candy.
Barlow and Candy exit the cafe.
What happened?
Where's Carrie? I left her at the office hours ago.
She hasn't come back yet.
Word's out on the street.
What word?
She told everybody she's going to be in a movie and she doesn't have to work for the office bar anymore. The office bar don't like that.
Those lowlifes. They probably beat it out of her.
I don't know. All I know is what I heard. It's from good sources.
Were you there at the office with her?
No, they said they wanted to talk to her in private. So two of their gorillas gave me a quick hustle out the front door.
So where's Carrie?
Look, all I know is that somebody is keeping an eye on her. He's some transplant hitman from back east. The kind of guy that gets his rocks off doing in working girls.
We're going to have to start taking care of her when she gets back.
Don't understand her.
Why?
She seems to enjoy taking money from men for sex.
I know, but she really wants to change to become an actress like I was.
She's the leader of the girls.
I know.
It doesn't make any sense.
Some people enjoy living on the edge, and some people enjoy falling off the edge where they live.
Really that special? So special that they threaten her like that?
She's that special. Claude, I'm going to tell you something.
Fine, enlighten, tell me something.
You know, she's worked for the office since she was 13, both here and on the East Coast. When you're a friend of a working girl, people tell you things. She used to be one of DiStefano's girls, the boss of bosses.
Why haven't they taken care of her?
It's his way of doing her a favor by letting her work.
Heavy material for my story.
I see. You write it as it happens.
Got to do something. Like you pointed out, it's been a while since I sold anything except some tabloid stories and these rewrite movie scenes.
Why? I think that once you sold something, I mean, if it got done, you'd have an easy ride in Hollywood.
There's a label for it. It's called writer's block. The ideas and the creativity just dry up and go away.
Yeah, I've heard stories about writer's block.
It all starts with being afraid to sit down at the typewriter. Just that simple. You circle the machine as if it were a wild animal, you're circling its prey. Then the imagination turns to making excuses. Oh, you're hungry. Oh, so you have to make a trip to the store. You forgot to pay that overdue bill. Oh, that car needs washing. Excuses. Oh boy, they're excuses. Then the negativity really sets in.
Yeah, that doesn't sound very good.
Good ideas aren't good enough. They're thrown out. Bad ideas aren't bad. They're horrible, useless. Pretty soon, the baby is thrown out with the bathwater.
Now that's dangerous.
But you go on. You think, oh, it's just temporary. You fool yourself with that for a while. And everything will be back to normal in a few days, you say to yourself. Pretty soon, reality sets in. Days have turned into weeks, and weeks into months. Nothing has changed. Nothing. Fear begets fear.
How do you find a way out?
My way out? I write the story as I see it happen. Don't you see what that does to me?
No.
It makes me just a copycat, a bum. I'm no different than the other bums on the boulevard. Listen to me. I've lost my soul. I have no sense of my creative self. I live through Carrie. I write her stories just as she lives them. She goes away, then I latch onto another lost soul, then another, till there are no more.
Claude, you have to survive.
It's no fun getting older. Not only do the horizons of your dreams become more and more just mirages, but you can't even walk as quickly toward the mirage. Your body won't let you.
It'll change back. You'll see.
No, it won't. I hate being a cripple. I used to be free, like the wind, a free spirit, beholden to no one. Now I'm a bum, just like any other bum on the boulevard. Welcome to Hollywood, the graveyard of forgotten souls.
Getting older is no fun, that's for sure.
Carrie enters. She's high and very distraught. Her face is covered with bruises, but she stands in the shadows so as to not reveal them. She tries to cover up her down mood by singing.
When I was young and in my prime, I used to jack off all the time. Jack offs!
It's high,
He checks her arm.
fresh tracks.
That's what they are. Tough talking jack offs. They can mess over a young working girl. They can threaten to cover up her face so nobody will even look at her. And she winds up sewing things at some sweatshop working for some bastard who wants on the job free feels. I become just like mom.
You've been shooting up.
Claude grabs a hold of Carrie.
Get your hands off me.
Carrie pushes Claude into a table.
Oh, Claude, oh my God, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that.
It's okay. It's okay.
Delilah brings Carrie some coffee.
Coffee brings me down. High is a nice place to be.
Who did this?
Crater, the man with the moonscape face. He threatened my future. Then he gave me a facial, just like they do in the movies. My old pimp used to do me better than him.
Oh, it was you they were talking about making an example of.
Sample of what? They're going to give me a Whore of the Month award?
Rest here and don't worry about it. They won't bother you here. I'm going to go out and do some more listening.
It's okay to tell me what's going on.
And Claude ignores her and exits the cafe.
What is it?
Honey, we're just looking out for you.
I can look out for myself. Now, what the hell is going on?
What if I told you it might be better if you got out of town?
Claude heard about something at the office was going to do to me. Something, I don't know. Those guys don't show me nothing.
You don't have anything to worry about. We care about you and we're looking after you. Happy? Smile a little.
And Carrie takes a long, perplexed look at Delilah. Then her mood changes. A look of warmth comes across her face.
You just showed me the good mom in you, Dr. Delilah. Put the bill on my tab.
Okay, now you owe me $35,000.
I'll have it for you first thing in the morning.
There is a long silence.
Tell me a story, Delilah. Tell me a story about New York with its theater plays, musicals. Tell me what it's like to be in the theater.
I don't know if I can remember. It was a long time ago.
Please. Please tell me.
Well, okay. I was a hungry, starry-eyed, desperate, broke actress. But I had hope. A day never went by that I didn't wake up with a wonderful love of life.
The offstage sound of someone pounding on a door. The lights go down except for a single light on Delilah. Carrie freezes action.
Go away.
You're a week past due on your rent.
I'll have it for you this afternoon.
You better. The sidewalk is a bed of concrete. The lights come up to normal.
That sounds wonderful.
It's all in your dreams. You visualize it first, and then it comes true.
If I did that, would I be discovered by Hollywood after we work in Mr. Barlow's movie?
We've talked about being in a Hollywood movie, haven't we?
Mm-hmm.
Look what came about.
Okay, I get the picture. Do you know that I go to the library sometimes and just sit there and read?
No, I didn't know that.
Well, I do. I like to read. Besides, aren't actresses sometimes hired for their minds instead of how good they are in bed?
Only in New York. This is Hollywood. Hollywood, where the faint of heart dare not go.
That's us. We belong here. But tell me, is New York really like the Mecca for real actors?
Again, the lights go dim and there is a single area of lights on Delilah. Carrie again freezes her action.
I loved that time of my life. I treasure the memories. It was so tumultuous, yet so fulfilling.
During this action, Delilah picks up a used condom from the floor and places it in a wastebasket. She opens up her purse and pulls out some cash. She has a panicked look on her face as if someone might have stolen her money while she was asleep. She takes a slug out of a gin bottle she produces from her purse.
That's a relief.
The lights come up to normal and the live action continues.
You went there to become a real New York actress, didn't you?
Oh, yeah. I studied acting with the great teachers. Stella Adler, Paul Mann, Uta Hagen. The city was full of the greats and people like myself who were destined to be near the greats.
How
Carrie listens to the story in awe.
how thrilling! Oh, tell me about the actor studio. Yeah. Tell me about Marlon Brando and James Dean and Marilyn.
Those people were as close to me as you are at this very moment. But I didn't really know them.
How disappointing. I expected more.
Marlon Brando and Marilyn would come back to the actor studio to visit because they heard that I was studying there.
Good. Tell me about Brando.
Moody. He was very moody.
Moody? Everybody says that about Brando.
A brilliant actor, though. He could whisper a line and the people in the last row of the balcony would know exactly what he meant, even though they couldn't hear a word. I saw him in Streetcar.
Streetcar Named Desire? You saw Marlon Brando in Streetcar? Wow. I'm impressed.
That was so much fun. He and Scarlett O'Hara, he and Vivian Lee.
Stella! Stella!
Sometimes it got lonely. I lived in the middle of a few million people and still I was lonely.
But you had the theater. You could have gone to the theater every night.
Not when you're a starving actress. Theater tickets are expensive.
What about off-Broadway?
It's cold in New York, very cold.
You could wear warm clothing.
Cold people, very cold people.
They're lights, bright lights. On Broadway, travel far, become a star. On Broadway,
Sometimes you sleep on subways.
sing, dance till the end of the show. On Broadway,
Walk up 10 flights to your lonely room.
rehearse, audition, fly high, and suddenly it's there, your dream, yeah.
You don't hear, do you?
Carrie temporarily leaves her fantasy.
What? I don't hear well?
A poor man has his dreams. They end when the offer comes with an eviction notice.
So what? I'm poor. I've been evicted. My spirit makes me rich enough for 10 lifetimes.
Sit down. I'll tell you another story. Once upon a time, I broke my leg.
How?
Fell down the subway stairs. I couldn't work for 11 months. Did you hear me? 11 months. Then I ran out of my state benefits. Then I got thrown out of my room.
How did you survive?
For a while, I stayed with friends.
Again, the lights go dim. A single area is lit, and there is a receptionist sitting at the table. She has a large sign on her desk that reads Romance Escort Service. The actress who plays Katie can put on a different colored wig and play this part. I'll read it. No calls today for a cripple. Give it up till that plaster is off your leg. Nobody wants to screw a one-legged escort.
Nobody wants to help a cripple.
Where did you sleep?
The lights come up and the action continues.
With friends like that? Who needs enemies? I hope you dumped them.
They dumped me. I stayed in homeless shelters. One night, when all the shelters were full, I slept on the subway.
No way. Not you.
Yep, pretty young woman. Today, Miss Got Rocks. Yesterday, a vagrant who slept in homeless shelters. However, that was good training for the work I did on the soap operas.
I love soap operas.
I had a recurring role on As the World Turns.
Again, the lights dim and are only on Delilah.
I played a superstar film actress, a part I was destined to live.
Director of stage. All right. I want all the extras in the back of the scene. Delilah, stop mugging at the camera.
However, my part was written out of the story because I wouldn't sleep with the director.
That figures.
The lights come up to normal.
Then there was this time I did the beautiful stage play, What Did We Do Wrong? Do you know that play, Carrie?
No.
Doesn't matter. I got 4 standing ovations for my performance as the misunderstood wife. What a feeling.
Director of stage. 2 minutes till curtain. All ushers into the lobby. Delilah, I want you on the snack bar tonight.
Shut up.
What?
Nothing. I came out onto the stage to receive my applause. Then, as if a greater power had given the audience a cue, this swell of applause and bravos came at me like a giant ocean wave rolling onto the shore. It was overwhelming.
Did you know what to do?
Delilah is becoming Blanche again.
There was no time to think. I just reacted. For a moment, I was able to bask in the light of a star. Only a handful of people ever experience that feeling.
Only a handful.
When you leave the stage, you need a moment to catch your breath. So you decide to go to a nearby restaurant. You know that a great number of tonight's audience will be there waiting for your arrival. You prepare yourself for your entrance into the restaurant. You know that every eye will be fixed upon you.
But for the grace of God, there go I.
Once inside, you take in all the admiring glances. You receive looks that are meant to be given only to a star.
And then
Then you hold court. You give attention. You withdraw attention whenever you please, for at a moment you are a star. STAR.
oh God, oh God.
Get out of here. You owe us $35 from your last visit.
Leave me alone.
Carrie is still in her orgasm and doesn't hear Delilah.
How sweet this sweet.
Enter Silky LaRue.
Oh, and sweet is oh so sweet.
What's happening, Silky?
Right now,
Silky gawks at Carrie's breasts.
right now, I'm drooling over what God deprived me of. Oh, if I could just touch,
Forget it.
maybe fondle.
Fuck off.
Carrie slams Silky into the wall and punches him. Delilah stops her.
Carrie, it's Silky.
Sorry, I was in such a beautiful place. I'm sorry, Silky. Really sorry.
Yeah, Silky's the name and tunes are the game, not violence.
What can I get you, Silky?
The house special, if my jaws can still chew it.
Gene enters from the back. He's clean and wearing well-fitted clothes. He strikes a pose.
Will you look at that?
Amazing what a little hustle will do.
Where'd you get the clothes?
Thrift shop on Wilcox. The shower came compliments of the YMCA.
Heaven's transformation. Gene, you remember Silky, don't you?
Sure.
Yes, sweet is sweet and down is very down. I am so down. Delilah,
Why?
I have been told that CBS has had the nerve to turn down my tape. Can you imagine that?
That's a downer.
Definitely.
Delilah brings Silky his food.
Thanks, darling.
You play guitar, do you?
Of course, gorgeous. I don't make music with my ass. At least not all the time.
I'm auditioning down the street tonight. I need a good backup musician.
Oh, I don't do accompaniments. However, if there's anything else I can help you with.
2 songs, $20.
Oh, where do we meet, sugar?
Be prepared for a treat. He can play.
Silky walks over to the wall and takes out his guitar. He sits, but he does not play. He stares at Gene. The lights slowly fade, and only a single light illuminates Silky. Sally steps out of the shadows. A single light comes up on her.
Don't play that instrument, Mr. Guitar Man. Danger will emanate from deep inside its sounds.
What do you mean, Sally? I don't feel any danger.
It's your Ides of March.
My Ides of March? What? I used this guitar to write songs since I was a little boy. It's never done me any harm.
This time it will destroy the flowers.
You don't make any sense, Sally.
The musical sounds will take you back to a time you don't want to remember. The time will be a danger to you.
How?
I have to go now. There isn't much time. There isn't much time left to sell the flowers. Not much time, not much.
Sally steps back into the shadows. Silky stares at Gene. It is a frozen moment as the phone begins to ring. The phone suddenly stops ringing. The stage lights come up to full.
Come back! Come back!
Silky, who are you talking to?
Nobody. Nobody.
Candy enters. She's furious.
Has anyone seen Barlow, that louse?
No.
Well, I saw him. He was walking down Hollywood Boulevard with his arm around some cheap extra from the movie. Some cheap extra. How could he, the louse?
That's terrible.
I thought maybe he brought her in here.
No, not in here.
How could he do that to his star?
Maybe he was just flirting with her.
Just flirting. I know when he's just flirting, but I fixed him.
How?
I punched holes in all the condoms in his wallet. That'll show him. If he happens to show up here, tell him to get another star for his movie.
Candy storms out of the cafe. The phone rings. Carrie freezes.
You don't have to answer it, Carrie. Let it ring.
What's the big deal?
Silky goes to the phone and picks it up.
Cafe Hollywood, home of the brave. Yes, she's here. Well, don't get your shorts so tight. Gee, it's for you, honey.
He points the phone in Carrie's direction. She slowly but defiantly strides over to the phone.
Yeah. You don't scare me. Sure there is. And God is watching the pygmies in Australia. I do what I want to do. Hear me? What I want to do.
Carrie slams the phone onto the hook. There is both rage and terror in her eyes. The other characters just wait for her to do something.
They got someone watching this place. They want to bring me in for a talk. I had a dream, a pretty dream. It was just my dream, nobody else's. Why don't the bastards let me dream?
Carrie heads for the exit.
Unmute.
Where are you going?
I gotta get out of here while I still can.
The back door. Use the back door. They'll be watching the front.
They'll be watching the back door, not the front.
And Carrie disappears out the front door. There is a very long silence.
Woo. That's heavy. Almost more than I can handle.
There is an offstage scream of a young woman. Two male
Hey,
voices ad lib. Grab her!
Oh,
Grab her!
great. Hey, got it, buddy.
Put her in the car.
The screaming continues as all the characters head for the front of the cafe. They peer out the front window.
Oh, God, they're dragging her into a car.
Jean starts for the door.
Maybe I can stop them.
Delilah grabs a hold of Jean.
Don't be a fool, Gene. They're killers. They'll kill you without even a second thought.
It's too late. They're gone.
All the characters are in shock.
She's my baby. My baby. They're not going to hurt my baby. I'm going to see to that. Silky, you mind the store.
Where are you going?
To the police. Something's got to be done before they kill her. I'll be back in a little while.
Delilah hurries out the front door. Silky and Jean stare at each other.
This is a very heavy scene.
Yeah, I've never been around anything like this before.
Maybe I better keep an eye on the other door in case they send some goons in here to tear up the place.
Who are those guys?
You don't know? They've been out on the streets and you don't know about the guys from the, you've been out on the streets and you don't know about the guys from the office bar.
Only what I've heard out on the streets.
Well, I'll tell you, they are the bad guys. I mean, the real bad guys. I still know you from somewhere, gorgeous.
Oh, yeah?
Silky stares at Jean for a long time.
Don't stare at me like that. It makes me nervous.
The Metropole in New York. That's it. I could tell you're not a bum. You sang a couple of songs at the Metropole, but there's something strange going on here. Something very strange.
Really?
Jean walks over to Silky. He stands in front of him and stares at him with the menacing look in his eyes.
I used to sneak in there when I was a young prince to listen to the music. Back off a little, honey. You're crowding me.
Sure.
Jean firmly puts his hand on Silky's shoulder.
There was good music there. And I'll bet you play good guitar, kid.
Silky is very intimidated. Jean grabs Silky in the chokehold. Silky screams in pain.
Don't. Please don't. I won't tell anybody. I swear.
Dead men tell no tales.
Jean snaps Silky's neck. Silky goes limp. Jean drags Silky out the back of the cafe. End Act 1. Act 2. Later that same night, Jean is alone on stage. He surveys the cafe. He discovers Silky's jacket and quickly hides it. The lights come up to bright. Claude enters. He's full of nervous energy.
Where is everybody?
I went to find Carrie.
The word's out. The office goons grabbed her. By now, she's probably beaten to a pulp.
We know. Maybe they just wanted to scare her.
To them, they're scared when you're black and blue and covered with lumps. That's the way those guys operate. You don't do what they say, and their goons leave you lying in the street.
I hear you loud and clear.
They hurt anyone else? What about Delilah?
Everybody else is all right. Delilah went for help from the police.
Thank God. Maybe they'll clean up that office bar and we could go out on the street and not get hustled for $1 or a dime bag of grass.
I wouldn't count on it.
Delilah enters the cafe. She's furious.
Police department. Do you have any idea what they said?
They said they wouldn't do anything.
You got it. They said they couldn't do anything unless I had a license number or something to prove she was kidnapped.
What about your word?
I don't know. I just don't know. They must be on the take from the office. That must be it.
Like I said earlier, they're cowards. They won't raid the office. They're probably scared they might get hurt.
Maybe, but I still think I'm right. A while back, about a dozen of the bastards got caught red-handed ripping off stores around here. You want to know how many got convicted and did time?
She holds up her finger and thumb that form a 0.
That's how many. Not a damned one of them. I'm so upset. How are we going to help that poor girl?
We'll think of something.
I'm so upset I forgot about anyone else. Where's Silky?
I was hoping you wouldn't ask.
Why?
He got scared and ran away.
What do you mean he got scared and ran away?
When he found out the office was watching this place, he said he wasn't going to stick around to see what happens.
So he just left.
They just
In a
left.
hurry. Yeah, in a hurry. He's gone. To where, I don't know.
He'll be back. He can't live without this place.
I hope you're right. Well, I'm going out to find Carrie. Maybe I can help her. Those office bar goons aren't going to hurt her if I can help it.
If you can find her, hide her at your place. Then let me know and I'll give you some money. Give her some money to get a bus ticket out of town.
Claude nods his head yes and exits.
That poor girl. I love her like she's my daughter. She has so much talent and her whole life is still in front of her. Can't stop now. It just can't. Jean, when this is over, will you take me away somewhere? Somewhere over the rainbow where we can be happy together? You'll be back on your feet, headlining in some Las Vegas casino, and I'll be in the audience hanging on your every note. Okay?
Okay.
Bart enters. He sees Jean. Well, if it isn't the would-be Frank Sinatra. What happened to the audition? Get a little stage fright, did you?
Shut up, Bart.
What?
I said shut up. Add to that, get your ass out of here.
Why this sudden display of affection for me?
Because of your bad breath. Go on, get out of here.
A young man slips unnoticed into the cafe. He sits in one of the chairs. The bill of his baseball cap is pulled very low across his face. What's going on? Did I forget to pay my bill? Delilah notices the young man and approaches him. As Delilah approaches, the young man's cap falls off and he falls to the floor. It is Carrie in disguise.
Oh my God.
Carrie turns her face towards Delilah. It is bruised and dirty and bloody.
Look what they've done to my baby. Look.
Jesus, it's Carrie. I almost didn't recognize her.
Gene, get a warm towel from the sink.
Okay.
Easy, baby, easy. You're gonna be all right now.
My costume. It worked. I fooled them.
We better get her to a hospital. I'll call an ambulance.
I'll call one.
No, no, no. They'll find me here and they'll kill me.
We'll take care of you.
Gene is at the phone. A single light comes on him.
Yes, I need an ambulance. Cafe Hollywood, just east of Highland. There'll be our people. A woman, she's hurt bad. Hurry.
The lights come up to normal as he hangs up the phone.
The ambulance is on its way.
I don't think that's such a good idea. There'll be a crowd around the ambulance. Carrie's known around here. Somebody will recognize her.
Get the police to keep the people far enough away so Carrie isn't recognized.
I got a better idea. Gene, you take care of Carrie and mind the store while I'm gone. Bart, come with me.
Somebody tell me what's going on.
I will, on the way. Come on, let's go.
Wait a minute. I usually don't let people know that. Oh, what the hell? Here are some pills. I'll make the pain go away. Give her a couple.
Right away.
Bart hands Gene an almost full bottle of Hills.
Just give her a couple. If you give her too many, it's
Gotcha.
Back in a few minutes.
Bart and Delilah exit the cafe. Gene makes sure the front door is locked and then closes the front window blinds. Gene gets a glass of water. He knocks over the bottle of pills that are on the table. Several spill onto the floor.
Damn.
Carrie is kind of out of it, but not completely. She sort of sees what's going on around her, but sort of doesn't see. Gene takes a syringe out of his coat pocket. He shows it to Carrie.
A touch of fantasy? A trip to your own movie?
He takes out a cigarette lighter and begins to warm the syringe contents.
You like to fly down the same highway as me. I knew there was something real about you. Something real.
Jean tests the syringe. Carrie offers her bare arm.
Tie me down. Is it good stuff?
I don't need to tie down. I see the road right here.
Jean plunges the needle into Carrie's arm.
Oh,
Oh. How long? How long does it take?
A long time. This is a slow trip to China. It's enough to fool you stupid friends, bitch.
Jean puts the empty syringe back into his coat.
What? What?
Jean gets a meat cleaver and drives it into the wall near Carrie. Jean grabs Carrie by the hair.
You slut. I've seen you take on 10 guys in one night. 10 guys.
Jean kicks Carrie in the stomach. Carrie screams and rolls over and over across the stage. Jean kicks her again. Carrie screams again. Jean punches her in the stomach.
Oh, goddamn whores like you got no right to be on this earth. No right. God gave me the mission to clean the earth of filth like you.
Oh.
Jean gets a blood-stained baseball bat out of his duffel bag.
This took care of one of your slut friends a few days ago. I saved it for you.
Jean hears the offstage voices of Delilah, Claude, Bart, and Sally. Jean throws the bat back into the bag and runs to the phone. As the four characters enter the cafe through the back entrance, Jean screams into the phone. Sally is wearing her outrageous hat.
Send an ambulance. Send it now. To Cafe Hollywood. Someone's dying.
what is it? What happened?
I left the pills by her for a second. She tried to swallow some of them. I caught her just in time. Look, she tried to do me in with this meat cleaver.
Poor thing. She's strung out. I love you, Carrie. Nobody's ever going to hurt you again. Jean, get her some coffee.
Okay. What's Sally doing here?
Sally and Carrie are going to exchange clothes.
The ambulance takes me out the front door and Carrie goes out the back door in my clothes. Clever, huh?
No time to waste. Let's get started.
Mr. Barlow enters. He has a half a dozen copies of the screenplay in his hand.
Listen, I'm in a hell of a hurry. I decided to drop these off to you tonight. We'll start shooting here day after tomorrow. Oh, Jesus. What's wrong with her?
She had an accident.
Is she going to be all right for the shoot? I can replace her.
She'll be all right.
All right, good. I've got to rush off. I'm in a hell of a hurry. Candy's after me. She found out. Never mind. Goodbye.
Barlow
Barlow.
exits. Sally and Delilah help Carrie to the back room of the cafe to change clothes.
This will just take a few minutes. Jean, keep an eye on the door.
Right.
The three women exit to the back room.
What a story.
What?
I said, what a story.
What are you writing? Or what are you turning this into?
I don't know. Maybe a screenplay. This would make a hell of a screenplay.
Hey, I know this is no time for business, but I think you're talking a possible gold mine.
More.
Yeah, a definite gold mine. Hey, have you got an agent?
Not anymore. They gave up on me.
How come?
I didn't come up with anything they could sell.
Could you do it now? You just did a 3-scene rewrite. I really think you got one hell of an idea there.
Yeah, I guess so. The events have all the right stuff for a good story.
What do you think?
Me?
Yeah, you. Do you think the story would make a good movie?
How would I know?
I still think I know you from someplace.
You bother me. I need some fresh air. I'm gonna go outside for a little while.
The
The
three
three women
women
return.
return.
Sally and Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, Sally and Carrie have changed clothes. Carrie is still high.
Flowers. Somebody buy some flowers.
Carrie trips a little and giggles.
Someone want to buy some love?
You're through with all of that?
I can sell love and not have to sell my body. What's supposed to be wrong with me? Shouldn't I be bleeding or something so I can fool the ambulance driver?
And she looks totally healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Delilah gets some Delilah gets some ketchup and pours it all over Sally. She smears some on Sally's face.
I hate ketchup.
You'll be in the ambulance before they figure out it's only ketchup.
Yeah, I don't know where, but I know that guy Gene from somewhere.
Never mind that now.
Delilah stares at Carrie's newly acquired hat.
Carrie, I've got a confession to make.
Now?
Yes, now.
Go ahead. I'm wearing my priest costume.
I've always wanted to wear Sally's hat. I know it's crazy, but I want to.
Okay. Here. You're kooky.
Delilah dons the hat.
Wear it well. It has magic on it.
Flowers for sale, love for everyone.
There's a sickening offstage sound of a horrible automobile accident.
Crash.
My God, they really creamed each other.
All rush to the window to take a look. Delilah stays a few feet apart from the rest of the group.
Stay inside. We don't want to give away our plan. Carrie, back away from the window.
Oh God, Gene is from back east. That's where I saw him. He was known as the assassin.
That's it. He worked at the Metropole. I used to book variety acts in that place.
Lucky Luciano owned that place.
Gene appears at the back entrance. He points a gun at the group. Sally catches him out of the corner of her eye. She screams. Jean fires the gun and quickly turns out the light. There is screaming and general pandemonium. Everybody ad-libs. Ah, piece of catch! Rhubarb!
He missed me. Am I all right?
He missed me. I'm all right.
I'll get the lights.
Claude turns on the lights. Jean is gone. Sally lets out another blood-curdling scream. The offstage sound of an ambulance is heard.
Oh, it's Delilah. He shot Delilah.
No.
Bart leads down to check Delilah. Carrie lifts up Sally's hat.
It's the hat. He thought it was me underneath the hat.
Carrie sobs.
Oh no. No, not you. Please, God, not you.
The ambulance sound grows louder. She has no pulse. She's dead, Carrie. The sound of the ambulance stops. Bart peers out the window. The ambulance stopped across the street at the wrong place. We've got to get out of here.
Right.
They know who we are. What difference does it make if we go or stay?
Believe me, it makes a difference. I know those guys. If everybody goes their own way and nobody points the finger,
Then we're safe.
right. But nobody can ever come back here. Nobody.
I'm staying.
You can't.
I don't care what they do.
The drug Jean gave her is finally taking over.
There's nothing you can do for her.
I can guard her soul. Her soul's not here anymore. I'm staying. You people go.
That's your decision. Me, well, I've still got some life to live, and I'm going to live it.
Bart looks down at Delilah.
So long, Delilah. Come on, Sally. There's nothing left here for you.
Sally takes her hat and places it across the body of Delilah.
The flowers are all gone.
Sally and Bart exit.
You can't stay here. You know that. She would want you to go.
What do you want me to do? Just leave her alone with the spiders and rats to keep her company.
Carrie, hear me. You have to go.
There's a long silence.
Wait for me
Where?
on the boulevard where the actors are, where I can dream. No one can ever take away my dream. Go. I have to say goodbye.
I'll wait for you.
Claude exits the cafe. The heroine has taken over Carrie. She fights her way through the drugs. She is sitting next to Delilah's dead body.
The dreams are all gone. They left us with sadness and pain. No more stories. No more Brando. Or Marilyn. They're all gone.
Carrie coughs violently. She's beginning to die.
Don't let your soul start an endless trip without me. I'll join you. You wouldn't want me to go on without you. The man who did this will pay. He'll live with the specter of your soul as it glides through the galaxy, with me at your side, free to roam, free to live again. It's only a time for love between two kindred souls, yours and mine.
Carrie lays her head on Delilah's bosom and dies with her eyes still open. The lights fade to black. The end. Performance rights must be secured before production. For contact information,
You don't have
please
to read
visit
that.
Cafe Hollywood homepage.
Yeah, you like